Mansi and the Old Trader. The first time Mansi lost money in the stock market, she spent an entire evening staring at the ceiling. Not because the loss was huge. It wasn't. What bothered her was something else. The stock had eventually done exactly what she thought it would do. She had simply lost money before it happened. That made no sense to her. A month earlier, she had discovered a company she liked. The business looked good. The chart looked ready. Every video she watched seemed to confirm her opinion. This is definitely going higher, she told herself. Without waiting for anything else, she bought. The next few weeks were miserable. The stock drifted lower almost every day. Not enough to create panic, just enough to create doubt. Every morning she opened her trading app hoping to see a recovery. Every evening she closed it feeling worse. Eventually she sold. 3 months later, the stock exploded upward. It crossed every level she had expected it to cross. Friends who had never heard of the company were suddenly discussing it over tea. Mansi nearly threw her phone across the room. "I was right," she complained, "but I still lost money." That evening, she visited an old trader who lived near the edge of the city. Nobody knew his real name. Some called him a speculator. Some called him a fool. Some called him a genius. Most simply called him the operator. The old man listened quietly while Mansi explained everything. When she finished, he poured 2 cups of tea and asked a strange question. "Have you ever watched a train arrive?" Mansi blinked. "What does that have to do with trading?" "Answer the question." "Of course." The old man smiled. "If a train arrives at 10 o'clock and you reach the station at 5 in the morning, are you early?" "Obviously." "And if you become tired, frustrated, and leave before the train arrives?" Mansi frowned. The old man pushed the cup of tea toward her. "Then your problem wasn't that you were wrong." He paused. "It was that you were early." For the first time that evening, Mansi became silent. The old trader leaned back in his chair. "Most beginners think trading is a game of prediction." He pointed toward the window where rainwater was flowing down a narrow path. "The market doesn't pay for prediction. It pays for recognition." Mansi looked outside. The water wasn't forcing its way uphill. It wasn't arguing with rocks. It simply followed the easiest path available. "The market does the same thing," the old man said. "It follows the path of least resistance." Mansi had expected secret indicators, complicated formulas, maybe even some mysterious strategy. Instead, she found herself listening to an old man talk about rainwater and trains. Oddly enough, it was making more sense than anything she had heard on YouTube.